Alright, we've got the second week 3D Max track here. And I'm going to try and make this video as fast as possible so it uploads really quickly. So let's start. This first, okay, I'm just going to say this track, I don't really like it. But we have to race it anyway. So, yeah, this first part is just, I mean, it's shitty. It's hard to get this angle right. But I haven't found a trick to it other than practice. Just be aware that if you hit this corner here, that you will probably lose the round. So we go on, there's no way to really gain anything here. What about this one? What do I write? Yeah, this again, I mean, you can take this first 15 seconds, I believe it is. You can take this whole first 15 seconds full throttle if you want, but in rounds, the chances that it's going to pan out perfectly for you with this strange start is not likely. So in rounds, you want to be very careful to make sure that you pick your, I don't know, you're vigilant. You make sure that you're not going to hit anything. I mean, yeah, I mean, Tallulah goes in early on this corner, but I mean, it doesn't matter at all, really. Where it starts to matter is when you exit this corner here. What you want to do is you want to be as wide as possible for the upcoming corner, or you want to be wide anyway. I'll show you why. So we come up here. This is where Tallulah ends up losing a bit of time. Arpe, you did this fine. But yeah, you come up along the side here. I mean, I go really wide, but as long as you're coming up the side here and you're coming across this section, generally on this right-hand side, you should be okay. But if you end up like too far on the left like this, you can't get around this corner necessarily perfectly. I mean, that shows by the way you end up over here. I mean, you're right on top of Arpe, but it's, yeah, I don't know. You have too much sideways momentum, so you end up going out wide here. And where you should be aiming is generally about towards the sort of left side of this, I guess. Like, getting close to this fence is good. Yeah, what you don't want to do, though, is end up where you end up here, Tallulah, where you're so far to the right here. I mean, this is manageable, for sure, but I mean, it's a lot harder to commit to the corner from that angle, as opposed to just using the speed you already have to get deep into the corner. And then, yeah, you take this corner pretty crappy because of that, and get shitty, like, shit exit speed. Yeah, it's just shitty, but this whole start area is pretty difficult, so don't be surprised if you have some shitty runs through here in rounds. That looks neat. Let's see, so I'll go to this one. I have two of my replays just because this one here, it was my original 0.8 record, and this one is actually, this is my new one, it's actually faster all the way to the end, where I lose a bunch of time at the end. But yeah, it shows, I think, the best way to do most of the tracks, so yeah. But yeah, we take this, you can see like these three cars are going to come in here nicely and be on point to take this corner. Come around here. Arpe's line here is a little bit different to mine, but it generally works out the same. The way I do it, as you can see here, is to sort of exit this bank corner here a bit wide, come in, turn in, and then try to sort of hit this area, kind of like just curve around it, so that you don't jump this thing too much. And it's just, yeah, a little lift off there. Arpe, you just sort of go for it. You're like, fuck it, yeah. But it pays off on this next corner when you are a bit wider, so you can take this corner a little tighter. You take it nicely and end up keeping up. Tallulah, you suffered from the shitty corner you did, basically. So then you have to turn harder on this, and then you don't have enough speed, so it's sort of awkward. You can't really slide properly. But I mean, it's still like that wouldn't have been that awful in rounds anyway. I mean, you didn't really lose that much time. If you go up here, you can see that you're only like a car length behind. This is what 0.15 or something, I think. Yeah. Anyway, just something to note as well for rounds. When you come around this corner, sometimes you might end up going a bit wide, and you shouldn't feel bad if you have to tuck under here a little bit and like sort of, I don't know, go in there and then like come out, if you know what I mean. I mean, you shouldn't have to, but it's just an option if you have too much speed. Let me get to here. My PB flies out in the middle of nowhere. This is pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm sure you do a jump. And then when you land down here, you should be aiming, or you guys should be aiming like you can see here, to go wide here so that you can get around this corner. This corner is a fucking pain in the ass, but yeah, we have to drive it. This is my PB, and this turns out really okay because of the weird angle I entered from all the way over here. But yeah, so basically you just want to get around this corner. You should, as you approach this corner, you should be letting off just enough speed, like let off the accelerator so that you can drop the gear. I think it's about here, but you'll drop down a gear and then you can sort of, you can see you turn, and then when you hit about here, I think it is, you correct left so that you straighten up and follow along this edge. If we go to Tallulah, yeah, I remember this. You did this great. This is fine. This is the shitty speed 4 is the reason you're behind. This corner here, I think everyone did this great. I think you guys did this better than I did. But I will make, just so for the people who aren't watching their own replays right now, it's important when you take this corner, you can see everyone do this, you don't commit to the corner. It's actually probably worse to commit to the corner on this one, because if you come around here and you've committed to the corner and you're going straight here, you need to be over here somewhere to get around this corner smoothly, or else you're going to lose a bunch of time awkwardly sort of twisting yourself around the corner. It's just slower. But yeah, everyone does this. Arpe manages to actually catch up here, I think. Yeah, through that corner anyway. But then this next bit is where I start to pull away. Just trying to think. Yeah, you can go